Sure, sure.
Next is the new season. Are
Mhm.
you show, episode, series, whatever? Solo Leveling. We talked
Yes.
about the sad passing of the artist the other week, and this is being made into an anime. But the webtoon, the manhwa, is a it's very popular. It's you can buy it in print if you want. I actually saw this in amongst the manga section in Target the other day.
I did
So
too. I actually took a picture. I forgot to send it to you. I
oh,
was like, "Oh my
nice, yeah,
god."
yeah. So we're just starting. There's
Mhm.
technically a chapter 0 or an episode 0, which is really short or whatever. But then 1 through 3. Um, these are a little shorter than maybe meant to be per episode,
Mhm.
seems. But what do you think so far?
I think it's good. It's just these few episodes. I read episode 0, plus, 1, 2, 3. They're very much set up premisey type episodes. So things are
Yep,
happening, but we're not getting a lot of movement right now. They're
yep,
also pretty short, like you said. So they're they're just blips. They're not quite as short as like the cliff, but they're
right.
not particularly long either. So yeah, so a lot of it right now is just like learning about our protagonist, learning how bad he is at being a hunter.
Hmm.
Even though he still somehow gets invited to go on raids, which is great because he needs the money to pay for his mom's medical bills, his sister's education. So, we're getting a lot of like, here's the backstory, here's also the problem and the reason why
Yep.
we need to do this. Um, the only kind of question I have, is I'm not quite sure, is this like a game world or is this a real world?
I got the impression it was the real world. It's the
Okay,
way
alright.
the
I
world
thought so t
works. Yeah.
I thought so too. It just sort of was like there was no backstory on, like, why they're monster hunting in a real
Yeah.
world,
Right.
which
Hmm.
which is generally considered unusual. So usually you get like you know, 20 years ago an accident happened and blah blah blah, or like,
Right.
a nuclear explosion set off some sort of chain reaction, or like we found out there was magic still in the world.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was the only part I was a little like, I think this is the real world, like 99% positive, but just in case. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. At this point, I see it like it's the real world. It's just a completely different real world than ours.
Sure.
So in this existence, there are for whatever reason, this is the way it is. But be interesting to explore later on. I guess my critique with this, episode 0 obviously is trying to get you to like, hey, the exciting stuff is going to happen here. And then it goes to episode 1 and like, okay, we have a very, like you said, our weakest hunter, low rank E or whatever. Um, I'd say my complaint is there's nothing new about this so far. The idea that you go into like dungeons or a large tower or something like that to hunt for monsters, to earn money, rewards, and rank up, whether that's an isekai, it's in a fake world, or it's in the real world, that's completely done a lot. The idea that you have someone with medical expenses, that's your motivation for doing it, very typical, all this sort of thing. I will say that it looks good.
Mhm.
Um,
The
I like
dungeon looks
the
great.
yeah. There's some really dynamic panels in this that I like, and then I was getting involved because they're building. You knew it was gonna again not unique, but it was effectively building that something bad is gonna happen, and
Mhm.
that's gonna happen. How is that gonna go down? And so I definitely was ready to keep going once
Mhm.
we finished episode 3.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, like I said, that dungeon that they finally were able to enter looked really amazing. Obviously, shit got real very quickly at
Yep.
the end of the 3rd episode there. So, yeah, it was definitely compelling to be like, "Well, what now? Like, what's gonna
Yep.
happen?" Um, so, yeah, I very much agree with you. This seems like a very familiar premise, not badly done. I'm not mad at it, but looking for something maybe a little unique in some near
Yeah.
episodes.
Yep. And the like world building, like we're unsure of how this world is set up or whatever. It was odd to me. Like I felt like the characters were all normal clothes, walking to like a construction site,
Yes,
getting their coffee and stuff, and then we're gonna enter the dungeon. It just was a
right.
weird, like I
Transition,
so I
yeah,
guess that's unique because normally you'd be in like fantasy-ish garb, or
right,
you're grabbing your weapons,
right,
or you're going into a mountain cave or something. Again, a large tower to enter the dungeon, whatever.
right,
So
which is
that felt
part of why
different.
yeah, I wasn't quite sure if this was, like, a real world or if this was, like, a game and we were just, like, making a jump and it
Yep.
just wasn't being shown at that particular moment, so, yeah.
Yep. Yep. So yeah. Anyways, that's Solo Leveling.
Mhm.
Very, very popular. So keep going. Big cliffhanger on the end here. So yeah, talk more about that next week. Those are a couple webtoons. For anyone interested, Solo Leveling, I am reading on Pocket Comics.
Mhm.
And I think episode 4, I'll have to use their version of tokens or whatever to get on there. So,
Solo Leveling does also have its own website where you can read the comic in its
okay.
entirety. It's definitely there's ads, so you not like that pop up, but like that pop up on like the corners of your screen that you have to
Right.
click out of. Um, but if you can also find it there if you want.
Okay. I had gotten the first volume of this on my iPad, but
Mm-hmm.
again, this so far seems really well formatted for the vertical scrolling kind of
Yeah.
situation. So I'm enjoying reading it this way.